Hello friends, welcome to my channel Data Engineering. In our earlier video, we learned how to copy SQL database customer table data to ADLS. Here we learned we have created one linked service for source system, another linked service for target system, and one dataset for customer table, another dataset for customer folder in ADLS. So here we have some problem. If I want to copy product data to ADLS, so that time you will create again another SQL dataset for extracting product data and another dataset for pointing to product folder. Again, if I want to copy another table data, for example product description, again you will create another dataset for product description and another dataset for product description folder. So if I have hundreds of tables, then you will create hundreds of datasets at source side, hundreds of datasets at target side. This is not good. So that's the reason today we will learn about datasets parameterization example. Okay, let's jump into our portal. There we can start creating new pipeline with dataset parameterization. Okay, now let's go to datasets. First of all, I want to create a dataset in such a way that it should able to point to any table in the database, and create one more dataset. It should can point to any folder in ADLS. So I can simply say that I will create a dataset without table name. Again, I will create a dataset without folder path. At runtime, I will try to pass that dataset name for source, dataset name for target. Like that way, my copy activity can work for any kind of dataset. Maybe same copy activity we can use for customer, sales, product description, and number of tables. We no need to have separate dataset for every source, every target. For this, we can do parameterization. With that, we can able to achieve it. Okay, let's create a generic dataset for SQL database. Now go to ADF service. Here we have two datasets which we created earlier, one for customer CSV and another for customer database. Now let's create a generic dataset for database. My source system is SQLDB, Azure SQLDB. Click on continue, and here I am keeping name as dataset SQLDB generic. Select linked service. Here I am not going to select any table name because I want to use this one as generic, and during runtime I will try to pass table name over here. Click on OK. Now we can see this particular dataset got created, which is not pointing to any table, but we have to pass table name. So for that, let's take some parameters in datasets. Let's create them. First parameter is schema name. Next parameter is table name. Now go to connection tab. Here click on edit button. Click on add dynamic content. Here we can able to see that parameters. Select this parameter for schema name. Click on OK. And for table name, click on add dynamic content. Select table name. Like this way, we can make this one as generic and it can point to any table. If I suppose click on preview data, here we can pass schema name as sales LT and the table name, for example, product. Click on OK. This can show you product data. Like this, you can preview for any table. Okay, now we created a generic data set for source system, that is for database. Now let's create a generic data set for target system, that is for data lake. For that, again go to author tab, go to datasets section, click on new dataset. Our target system is data lake. Click on that. Again, it's a CSV format. Click on that. Now let me rename that as dataset ADLS CSV generic. Now select that linked service so that we can able to connect to that ADLS. In this, select landing as container. I'm not going to select any other things. Click on OK. Now it's connected to now we have created generic dataset, but here we have to mention directory name. For that, let me create a new parameter, that name as folder path. During runtime, we will pass this folder path. Click on add dynamic content. Select this folder path. So now this dataset becomes generic. Now we have two datasets. Now let's create a new pipeline. I am naming it as to pl underscore copy table data to ADLS. Now let's take copy activity. Here mention copy table data to ADLS. Now select source system. Source system is source dataset, and that is this one, dataset underscore SQLDB underscore generic. Here we have to pass schema name and table name. For sync, select dataset ADLS CSV generic. Okay, so now let's pass these values over here. Let me pass. These are appeared because this dataset is having these two parameters. That's the reason in pipeline we are able to see these two parameters. Schema name as sales LT and table name I want to extract product table data. For sync, again in landing directory I want to okay, let's also take file name over here. I haven't taken file name, I just taken folder path. So let's go to dataset of CSV ADLS CSV generic. Go to over here and create file name and go to connection, mention add dynamic content file name. Now we have file name also. Go over here in sync, we can see file name parameter, folder name as product and file name as product.csv. Okay, so now if I run this copy pipeline, this will extract product data from table and copy to product folder in ADLS. There is no product folder in ADLS, but it creates that folder. Let's see. Okay, there are total 295 rows read, 295 rows written from database to data lake. Let's see the results. Let's go to Data Factory, storage account. Now go back to landing container. Here we can see product folder. Product file also got created. Click on view edit. See, we can able to see these 295 rows over here. This is fine. It got created at 1:42 p.m. Suppose some other day, maybe let's think like in next run what will happen. If I click on this again, again it got executed. Here we can see 1:42 p.m. is the file creation date, but if I refresh it, then this file got overwritten with current time. So every time file is getting overwrite as we haven't specified anything at target system. So this is a problem. We don't want to overwrite this one, so we can mention some date to the file so that it can't overwrite. Here, instead of keeping file name like this, I will try to keep file name with a timestamp. Let's add dynamic content. Take one function concat product hyphen we have some functions. Let's search that one. Format date time returns a string in date format. We have to pass input argument as time. Again we have another function that is called UTC-now, returns a correct timestamp as a string. We will convert that like this, for twice. Let me keep it separate. Capital MM month DD HH hours MM SS. Okay, now I will keep hyphen in between. Product hyphen 4 wise hyphen mm hyphen dd. After that HH HH I will keep colon over here. Okay, let's keep this as hyphens only. Click on OK. I hope now I am able to see with all hyphens. Let me run this again. Now again we can see 295 rows read and 295 rows written. Now go to landing container and we will refresh this product folder. Here we can see product hyphen and the date and the time. So this is taking UTC time, that's the reason we are seeing this time rather than this. If maybe we can verify one more time. Let me fix that extra hyphen at sync. See this one, extra hyphen is there. Let me remove this one, click on OK, and if I run that again, now it creates another file without overriding. So let's get this complete first. It got completed. Now click on refresh. See, we can able to see another file. Every file contains same data over here, but in real time we get files every day, and we should not overwrite at the target systems. That's the reason we have to keep this kind of way to not overwrite any files at target systems. Okay, now we executed this for product table. Suppose I want to do this for sales. I am utilizing this same code for sales and just overwriting sales instead of product. Now if I click on this debug, oh okay, actually I have to change folder path also. I haven't changed that. So sales file get create under product folder. It's my mistake. Let's see. Okay, it's failed. The pipeline run failed due to an activity failure. What is that failure reason? I think there is no table called sales. Invalid object name. Yes. Okay, let me verify what is the object name. There is no table called sales. Instead there is a table called sales order details. We will take this one. We'll go back to pipeline and at source we will change to sales order details, and in sync we will change to sales order details. Click on OK, and even will change product with sales order details. Then this folder get created, will get create. Click on debug. Yeah, it got succeeded. Let's go back to landing container. Here we can see sales order details. Here is the file, view and edit. Yeah, this is the data. I hope you understand how we can parameterize data sets. So like this way we can create generic data sets. We can try to reduce as many as data sets. Now we have only two data sets which we can use it for any kind of source, not any kind of source, any which we can use it for any kind of table and point to any folder. That's it guys. Thank you for watching this. Have a nice day. Bye.